These are Canon photos by Samantha Arroyo, and I've reset all the settings in Lightroom. So let's take a look at the black and white presets first. This one has super crushed shadows, slight crush on the highlights, a little bit of midtone brightness added, but I think it looks really great. The grain is a little heavy for most people's taste, but super simple to turn down. Next we have Black and White 2, which I think is a gorgeous all-purpose black and white. Don't really have to change anything. Slight exposure adjustment, and it's perfect. Now let's take a look at Color 1, which is her signature super desaturated look, but you get really beautiful skin tones and a color palette that's just amazing. If you were to warm this up slightly, I think it kind of brings in a little bit more life to the photo, but that's totally to taste. That's straight out of the box at 5900 Kelvin. Here's something around 7000. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous palette. And here is Color 2, which is a punchier version of that color preset. You have a little bit more contrast, a little bit more saturation. I think it looks beautiful. This is without any white balance adjustment. It's a little bit cool on the skin tones. You can see the highlights are slightly cool. Warming that up about 1000 Kelvin, right around the 7000 mark, looks gorgeous to me. Didn't really have to do any other tweaking. One thing you'll notice when you look at people's lips, they're a little bit dead, and that's just due to this desaturation of the reds and oranges. Something to watch out for. But great looking preset. Let's look at it on some other photos. Here's Color 1. The amount of desaturation almost makes it look like a monochrome image. And there's Color 2, which is just super gorgeous. I just did the white balance dropper on his chambray shirt, and it brought it up to about 10,000 Kelvin. And I think it's beautiful. I would maybe turn it down a little bit. Here's about the 8,000 range, 9,000. Really look at the gradients in the mountains as they change at different white balances. You're almost getting some clipping of colors or artifacting that I was talking about earlier, and then as you warm it up, those gradients become natural. Check out that change when I switch between 8500 and 9000. It's pretty crazy. And that probably has to do with something in the color curves. We'll just watch those. Interesting. Okay, let's look at a black and white. Both are gorgeous, but I'm really a fan of the second black and white on this. Okay, let's look at a quick different photographer here. These images are used in the post. These are from Matt and Tish. This is on the 5D Mark IV. Black and white 1, super grainy but beautiful. Black and white 2, punchier blacks, nice moody black and white, good contrast. Here's Color 1. This is kind of her signature look, and at first, like I said in the review, the desaturation is a little bit alarming when you're used to looking at a typical skin tone, more of a natural skin tone. But when you desaturate this much, it really does make it easy to edit the images. I would just do a slight warm. Here's 5900 Kelvin up from the 5100 that it was shot at. I might play with the tint. I really like these images when you get right to the edge of having a slightly green tinted image. Looks really beautiful. Here's color 2 with that same white balance, and it is a beautiful, gorgeous, modern look. Here's white balance straight out of camera. And even with this cool look, I'm kind of a fan. Okay, let's look at another few images. Beautiful soft light. Black and white 1. Black and white 2. Color 1. Color 2. Let's look at the lips here. Color 2, fairly natural. Color 1, you're losing a little bit too much of the red, and I would just go back into the luminance, drop it down slightly, just so you're not clipping all of that red information. And then look at the saturation. Maybe bring that up slightly. And then I would warm this image slightly. Somewhere right in there. That looks really good. Let's look at some backlit images. Beautiful black and white. I love this low contrast backlit image with this low contrast black and white. It just has a really nice feel. Here's color 1. Just do the white balance dropper. Slightly warm it, slightly cool. Both look really nice. And color 2. Color 1. Color 2. Color 1. Brighten that up a little bit. Do the white balance dropper on her dress. And color 2. Brighten it back up a little bit. Gorgeous. Here's an image from the post. Color 1. Color 2. Color 1. Color 2. I really like color 2 on this image. Bring down the exposure slightly from the preset. And then white balance. I just use the dropper and give me 5500 Kelvin. I'd probably bring it up to like 58 or 5900. I'd probably bring this down slightly, right around there. Let's look at a few Nikon images. This one is from Kristen Marie Parker. Getting a nice look. Here's color. Do the white balance dropper. I'd probably warm this up slightly, right around there. Gorgeous. I'll hit color 2 real quick. Beautiful. Okay. Alright, so that's about it for the overview of these presets. They're super easy. I don't find myself changing much outside of slight adjustment changes, or slight exposure changes, and slight white balance warming. and watching for any problem colors that are either desaturated too much or the luminance is causing a little bit of artifacting. And that's about it. They're really consistent and easy to use.